Hello viewers, my name is Ogunshino Israel Dolakbo, aka Showboy. I know so many of you know me very well. And apart from that, in this video section with the White Academy, we shall be looking at and learning how to calculate mean deviation. Please, after the view, don't forget to press the red button which shows subscribe. So we beg you, please subscribe. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to look at economics, and under this economics, we shall be looking at measure of dispersion. Still under the measure of dispersion, we are going to see how we can calculate mean deviation. Under the mean deviation, before we calculate, let's see what the meaning of mean deviation is. Looking at the board itself, you see the definition of mean deviation, which says mean deviation is defined as a statistical measure that is used to calculate the average deviation from the mean value of the given data set. When we look at the meaning itself, you get to understand that before we can calculate mean deviation, we will first of all get the value of mean. And when we get the value of mean, that will lead us to how we can get the results of mean deviation. But really, apart from the meaning, how do we calculate mean deviation? It is a simple fact. Let's quickly look at formula for calculating mean deviation. For the formula of calculating mean deviation, it is written as summation slash x minus bar x all over n. That is for ungrouped data. To calculate the ungrouped data of mean deviation, you are going to use summation slash x minus bar x slash all over n, which is for ungrouped data. Now, apart from the ungrouped data, we have another category for calculating mean deviation. We call it the group data. Under the group data, we have another formula for calculating mean deviation. The formula for calculating mean deviation is divided into two under the group data. One, we have that of formula for calculating mean deviation without frequency, when the frequency is not given in the question. Let's look at that formula. It is written as summation f slash x minus bar x slash all over what? N. Or we have summation f slash x minus bar x slash all over summation f. When you look at the formula for calculating group data, you will notice that there are two. One, we have the one of denominator of n, and the second, we have the denominator of what? Summation f. Before we can continue calculating this or using a numeric example, there's something we need to do. We need to state out the meaning of each value in the formula. What are those ones? We have summation, then we have the f, which will mean the frequency. Then we also have the x as the number. We have the bar x as the mean. Then we also have the n, the same as the number. Yes, I have specified them by giving you what the E here means, summation. For the F, we have frequency. For the X, we have number. For the bar X, we have mean. And also for the N, we have what? Number. Now, we are going to give a numeric what? Example on how to calculate mean deviation. Let's look at the first worked example. For calculating mean deviation, worked example 1. Let's look at this. Calculate the mean deviation of the below set of data. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Now, before you calculate this, the first thing you need to know is what formula will I use to calculate this type of mean deviation? For you to know the formula, you must study the question very well. Let's look at this question. Calculate the mean deviation of the below set of data, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. When you look at the data as under, you will notice something, that each data appears just once. And when each data appears once, it means we are going to use the ungrouped data formula, which states summation slash x minus bar x slash all over n. How do we do this? We don't need to formulate a table. We just need to continue calculating. Because here, we are not having anything as frequency, but we are having a summation slash x minus bar x slash all over what? N. So let's quickly calculate this. The first thing we need to do after stating the formula is to find what our x is and what is our bar x. How do we get our x? The x itself is the data given to you. What are they? Your x equals to your 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. After specifying the x, we look at bar x itself. Let's quickly look at bar x. How do we get our bar x? Our bar x itself will be a derivative of another formula. What is that formula? We have bar x equals to summation x all over n. How do we get our summation x all over n? We quickly look at what our x is. Our x is what? 2, 4, 6, 8, and what? 10. And remember, I told you that this e, when it is written at the first same, it is there that the e is summation. So we need to sum up all the data given to us, divided by the number of data given to us. Let's quickly look at that. So if we have summation x all over n, then therefore we are going to be having 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 and plus 10. We have been able to get our summation x. Then what is our n? Our n is the number of data itself given to us, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So definitely our n will be what? 5. Now, let's quickly solve it so that we can get our bar x. Therefore, we have 2 plus 4, that gives us 6, plus 6, that is 12. 12 plus 8, 20, plus 10, it gives us 30. Divided by what? 5. Which gives us 5 in 5, 1. 5 in 30, we have 6. So therefore, our bar x equals to 6. Now, we have two variables we have gotten. The first variable is x, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. If you recall, I told you they are the data given to us. Now, we go back again to recall our bar x. Here we wrote it out that it is given as summation x all over what? N. And our bar x here is what? 6. So definitely here will give us what? 6. Now, we go back to the formula. The formula here is summation slash x minus bar x slash all over n. So quickly, we still bring out the formula, which is summation slash x minus bar x slash all over n, which is going to give us our x. We are going to look at our x with each data given to us, not the sum of all data, but with each data given to us. So our x, the first x we have is 2. So we have 2 minus, which is given to us at the middle, then bar x, which is 6. We have 2 minus 6 slash plus another slash. We still have our x again, which is given to us as what? 4. We have 4 plus, no, 4 minus, sorry. We have 4 minus, what is our bar x? 6. Now, when we look at it very well, we notice that we still continue with the data. Here is 6 also. We have plus 6. Sorry, we have plus slash 6 minus 6. Not only that, we continue. 8, the next data, 8 minus 6. We continue. The next data is 10 plus 10 minus 6. Now, we have been able to understand what the slash and the x bar x means, which is telling us that each data given to us as x is going to subtract all the value given as bar x. There we have 2 minus 6 plus 4 minus 6 plus 6 minus 6 plus, here we have plus also 8 minus 6 plus 10 minus 6. So quickly, let's do that. So our answer will be 2 minus 6 is going to give us minus 4 plus, we have 4 minus 6 is going to give us minus 2 plus, we have 6 minus 6 is going to give us 0 plus, we have 8 minus 6 is going to give us 2 plus, we have 10 minus 6 which is going to give us 4. We keep on wondering, then how do we calculate this? We are not sure. There's something we are going to do. In mean deviation, negative signs are not allowed. Then how do we calculate when the negative signs are not allowed? They are not allowed in the mean deviation because it is not a permanent hypothesis. It is called absolute hypothesis. And under absolute hypothesis, you make everything equal, which means that all negative signs will turn to positive signs. That is why we call it absolute hypothesis. Really, we understand that in Nigeria, we use what we call permanent hypothesis, whereby all the rich ones will be getting richer and the poor ones will be getting poorer. But other Europe countries, they use what they call absolute hypothesis. That's why you see that the line of poverty in America, in France and other places are below the standard of poverty. And most of their poor ones are moved to the rich level or the rich class ones. But in Nigeria, we continue practicing permanent hypothesis. But in in mean deviation, just as I was saying, permanent hypothesis is not allowed, which way you make the negative ones to continue with the positive ones. But we turn all negative signs to positive signs. Then we write on it, taking absolute. Yeah. We are now going to take absolute, which we know as our absolute hypothesis. Quickly, all negative signs will turn to positive. The minus 4 will become 4, plus the minus 2 will become 2, plus 0, plus 2, plus 4. As simple as ABC. What do? We continue. Remember, we have to sum up all the values given to us. What are the values? 4 plus 2 gives us 8, plus 0 gives us what? 8, plus 2, it gives us 10, plus 4 gives us 14. So therefore, remember, we recall the formula. What is the formula? Therefore, we have summation f slash x minus by x slash all over what? N. Sorry, there's no f. I'm very sorry for that. Quickly. Now, immediately we add summation slash x minus by x slash all over n. What do? We calculate this, we sum it up. All what we have here, we sum it up. That will give us 4 plus 2, 8, plus 0, 8, plus 2, that's 10, plus 4, that's 14. Over what is our n? Our n is the number of data given to us, just as I've said earlier on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we say 14 divided by 5. To get 14 divided by 5 is going to give us 2.8. So definitely our mean deviation for calculating this set of data is equal to 2.8. So quickly, let's look at worked example 2 after the first example. Under the worked example 2, we are going to be looking at a very good example that will demonstrate the group data calculation. Question A. There, right. Calculate the mean deviation of the following sets of data. We have 2, 1, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 2, we have 1, we have 9, and we have 10. When you look at this worked example 2, you get to understand that it's almost look like worked example 1, but there are different ways in solving it. This data is here given to us will show us how we can solve a simple question of mean deviation using the formula of group data. But how do we know the formula to use? It is simple. When you look at this data here, you will notice that we are not giving frequency in the question. This question is without frequency. So when it's without frequency, we are going to use the first formula, which states that summation f slash x minus bar x slash all over n. Why did I put my f? Why is it that I did not include f in the first one? If you recall the first question under the worked example 1, you will notice that most of the data appear once. But if you look at this, my second question, under the worked example 2, you will notice also that there are some data that appear 2 times, 3 times, and even more than once. So therefore, we must include frequency, even if we were not given. Now, what does that have to do? Why do we call it without frequency? Why do we say we are using a kind of question, using group data formula to solve it without frequency? When you look at the question very well, I said something earlier on. I said it's without frequency, that we were not giving frequency. But because some of the data appear more than once, we must include frequency. And how do we solve this? The next thing we need to do is to formulate a table. Let's go straight there and formulate a table. Yes. Now I'm done with my formulation of table where I started with the value and the frequency. If you notice very well, the value comes first and the frequency is next. What are the values? If you remember, if you recall, in the first question which I gave, I told you something. I said the values are the data given to you, which is the x. But now, we are giving scattered and unarranged data. In the table, we need to rearrange them simple and make them easy. So we start with ascending order number, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You have to write all the numbers that appear, not according to how they appear, but the numbers that appear in the given question, which I have stated out. Then we go to the frequency. How do we get the frequency? Before we can get the frequency, we must know the meaning of frequency. Frequency is the number of times an item, number, grade, scores appear. So we are giving numbers. We have to check the number of times 1 appear. Let's quickly look at that. The number of times 1 appears are 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 times. Then we look at 2 also. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 times. We look at 3. How many times does it appear? Once. How many times 4 appear? 4 appear. We have once. So let's go back. We make a mistake. We didn't check 2 very well. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So sorry, 2 appear 4 times. 2 appear 4 times. So quickly, let's look at 5. How many times 5 appear? We have 1. How many times 6 appear? We have 1. How many times 7 appear? We looked through the data and checked. We have just 1. Let's check for 8 also. 8 is not that far. We have 1. We are also going to check for 9. The last 2 data, we have 9, that's 1. And we're also going to check the last one, which is, we just have 1. So, it is simple. We have seen the number of times these data appear, and we put them under frequency because we say frequency is the number of times an item, grade, scores, numbers appear. So, quickly, the next column to formulate is fx. So, we have to formulate another column and rows. We call it fx. What is fx? Fx is the multiplication of your value and your frequency. Quickly, let's multiply. 1 times 4 will give us 4. 2 times 4 will give us 8. 3 times 1 will give us 3. 4 times 1 will give us 4. 5 times 1 will give us 5. 6 times 1 will give us 6. 7 will give us 7. 8 times 1 will give us 8. 9 times 1 will give us 9. And 10 times 1 will give us what? 10. That is very simple. After formulating the column of fx, there's something we need to do also. We need to know the mean. If you remember from the meaning of mean deviation I gave you, I said we are going to calculate the mean deviation from the mean value. So definitely we must bring out the mean value. What is the formula for the mean value? Formula for the mean value, which is our bar x, is summation fx all over n. So how do we get our summation fx? Summation fx means we have to sum up all the numbers under n. Quickly, let's sum it up. We have 4 plus 8, that will give us 12, 15, 19, 24, 30, 37, that will give us 45, that will give us 54, and that gives us 64. Now, we have been able to sum up this. We go straight to the n. The denominator of the n is the numbers of scores or grade or numbers given to you, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we have 16 numbers given to us. So 64 divided by 16. Quickly, let's check our calculator to see what we have there. 64 divided by 16. That gives us 4. So therefore, our answer is 4. So our bar x, which is our mean, the same thing as our mean, is 4. We are not sure. We'll still continue. Quickly, let's look at how we can get our mean deviation after getting our mean. Remember, recall that we have summation fx all over n, which is 64 all over 16, which gives us 4. So we've recalled that. Let's go straight to our formulation of columns. So the formulation of columns again will be x minus bar x. What is the x? X, remember, are the values which we have here, and the bar x is the mean which we have as 4. So when we say x minus bar x, we mean 1 minus 4, which is going to give us minus 3. We mean 2 minus 4, which gives us minus 2. 3 minus 4 gives us minus 1. 4 minus 4 gives us 0. 5 minus 4 gives us 1. 6 minus 4 gives us 2. 7 minus 4 gives us 3. 8 minus 4 gives us 4. 9 minus 4, that will give us 5. And we have 10 minus 4, which gives us what? 6. If you remember earlier on, I said something, that negative signs are not allowed in mean deviation. So what do? I made mention and illustrated the absolute hypothesis and the permanent hypothesis, but we have to use the absolute hypothesis. So on it, while using the absolute hypothesis, you write taking absolutes. So while taking the absolute, we are going to formulate another column which removes all negative signs. That will give you x minus bar x slash t. All negative signs will be removed since they are not allowed. So all negative signs will turn to positive. Minus 3 will become 3, minus 2 will become 2, minus 1 will become 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we have taken absolutes by making all negative signs to become positive, making all things equal. So definitely we go from all things equal and straight to our formula, which we know as summation f slash x minus bar x slash all over n. So therefore we still need f slash x minus bar x slash. So let's have it here. F slash x minus bar x slash. How do we get that? We are going to quickly look at our frequency, which is our f here. We look at it. We multiplied with our absolute, which are all positive. So therefore, we have 4 here times 3, which gives us 12. Here also, we look at the second row, which is 4 under f. 4 under f, multiply 2. We have 8. We have the next row, which is 1, multiply 1. We have 1. 1 times 0, we have 0. 1 times 1, we have 1. 1 times 2, we have 2. 1 times 3, we have 3. I hope you're paying attention. 1 times 4, we have what? 4. 1 times 5, we have what? 5. And 1 times 6, we have 6. If you pay attention vividly, you will understand that what we are really looking for is summation f slash x minus by x slash all over n. So to get it, the next thing we need to do is to sum it up, which is our summation. So let's quickly go and sum it up there. So we can easily carry our calculator also, checking it to see that we are adequate and accurate. So here we have 12 plus 8. We have plus 1. We have plus 0. We have plus 1. We also have plus 2. We have plus 3. We have plus 4. We have plus 5. We also have plus 6. So let's see, what's our final answer? 42. So the sum up of all the f slash x minus by x slash is equals to 42. So we recall our formula again. After this, we have to recall our formula. Summation f slash x minus by x slash all over n. That is our formula. We've recalled that. So after recalling our formula, we look at what we have here. F slash x minus by x slash. Sum of all this, which is our summation, will give us 42. So here we have 42 divided by n. The n there, remember, if you recall and remember or remind yourself, I said are the number of data given to us in total. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we have 16. We have 42 divided by 16. So therefore, summation f slash x minus by x slash all over n equals to Let's look at our calculator. 42 divided by 16. That gives us 2.625, but we have to approximate it, and we have 2.63. So here we have 42 divided by 16, 2.63. So our mean deviation, M point D, equals to 2.63. I hope you have enjoyed the calculation and the mean deviation. I think this should be the first part of what we are going to do. When next we come onto this show again, we are going to look at the second way of calculating group data of mean deviation.